Sup, Dr. James. Reporting to you real quickly. I wanted to address the school shooting, the elementary school shooting, this past week in Uvalde, Texas. Um, as many of you know, I'm an educator. My doctorate is actually in educational leadership, and with the amount of school shootings that have taken place, it's just disgusting that something hasn't been done yet. Some precautionary measures haven't been taken in order to ensure the safety of our kids, K through 12. You know, these are children. They're in a place of learning. It's a building where they go to get their education, and it should be a safe space. It should be a safe area, you know, for their mental and physical well-being. You know, children shouldn't have to worry about being harmed at school, no matter who it's coming from, but especially an outside force, if that can be prevented. So there was a shooting, and the shooter, I believe, was 18 years of age, and he killed 19 children and 2 adults. So 21 total is what I saw the last time I saw the report. In an elementary school where he killed, you know, second graders, third graders, fourth graders. So these are people who are, you know, ranging from ages like 7 to 10 years of age, extremely young and defenseless. You know, they're not armed, and even if they were armed, they're children. So something has to be done in order to stop these type of things from occurring. And it could be simple. So the last time I saw an update, I saw something saying that the shooter entered the building, the school building, at 11:33. And then the first officers, it says, arrived at 11:35. Two minutes later, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I don't know if this was some officer who was related to the school or anything like that, some type of security guard, but I believe the report said 2 minutes later. Then I saw something saying that they entered the hallway, the police entered the hallway at 12:03. But they didn't enter the room where the killer was. So police entering the hallway at 12:03 would be 30 minutes after he entered the building. But I saw something saying that they entered the hallway at 12:03, and then they didn't enter the room where he was to kill him until about 12:50, which would mean that 40 or 45 minutes had passed from that time. So in total, from him entering the building would be 11:33 and killed between 12:40, 12:50. That means he was in the building for over an hour before he was killed, which is just disgraceful. No matter how you slice it, that's disgraceful that this individual was in the building with a bunch of kids and was able to carry out this massacre for that long. So the simple solution to this, having more security at all high school, middle school, and elementary schools. Any school where kids are occupying it should have security guards, armed security, or police officers at the door. And it should be one entrance, should only be one entrance. Now you can exit throughout, you know, any door in case of emergency, but there should be one entrance that an individual can enter throughout the day. And that person should have to be buzzed in. They should have to name who they're there to see and why, and, you know, be ID'd, and then, you know, checked for weapons. At my school, I'm an educator at my school, you have to be buzzed in. You have to be buzzed in twice. So once you're buzzed in, you go into a separate section where it's like a space. The space is like 8 by 8. So like, 8 feet wide, and the length both ways. It's like 8 by 8. And then you have to be buzzed in that door. That's what every school should have. They have a section where you're buzzed in the entry door, and then you meet a security guard, an armed security guard, or police officer. They pat you down, check you for weapons, ask you who you're there to see, and then you could be buzzed through to actually enter the full, space of the school, and then go to the office or, wherever you need to go in order to handle your business. They have these at many jails, many prisons as, a way to prevent people from escaping. And also security measures, to make sure that no one's doing anything to harm anyone in the facility. So in a place where you have children who are there to learn, why wouldn't you do everything to protect them while they're on school premises? Why wouldn't you do everything to protect these young children while they're on school grounds? Obviously, we can't secure the whole planet. We can't check people when they do things like what James Holmes did at the Colorado movie theater, or when people are at the mall and all these other things. But our children, while they're at places to get an education, it is the duty of that campus. It is the duty of us as adults to protect these children. Okay? We're spending all of this money. We give money to Ukraine and all of these other places, things that don't come before our children. Let's put it that way. Okay? There shouldn't be a price on the safety of our youth. Okay? I don't want to see another massacre of any children. Not one child should lose their life in such a manner. And if we can take measures to prevent it, then we should just prevent it. That's a simple measure that can be enforced. All right? And it's not even that expensive. All right? Get locks on all doors, steel doors at the entrance of every school with locks, bulletproof. Only one entrance, and have it where you have to get buzzed in twice. The first one, you're buzzed in, you're in the building in case it's cold out, in case it's raining, snowing, whatever climate you're in. Maybe it's really hot. You're buzzed in. Okay. Now you're in the building. Now we have to check you for weapons and things like that. Then once you're cleared there, you can be buzzed into the other part of the building. If not, you won't get in. And if you were to get into the first part of the building and then you have a weapon, that gives them the time to call the police. Someone was trying to enter our building with a weapon. And then, go into the lockdown procedures and all the things that we have in schools. Within the schools, all of the doors should lock. You should be able to easily lock them from the inside without a key. You should be able to easily lock them from the inside, because a lot of these schools, you have to have a key to lock them. It takes too much time. Lock them from the inside, and it should be a steel bulletproof door. That simple. No matter how much it costs, this is a measure we should take in order to ensure the safety of our kids. I don't think I'm missing anything. I think it's that simple. Yeah, we have procedures in place to follow, but it makes it more difficult when doors don't lock properly or the doors aren't bulletproof. If someone were to enter a building with a firearm, they can easily get through some of these doors. So there should be bulletproof doors, and they should be lockable from the inside without a key. Person should have to be buzzed in. They should state who they're coming to see. You know, even if you get familiar with certain people, you never know when someone's going to snap. So even if it is a parent that you know, all right, we got to make sure you're not entering the premises with a weapon. Even for law enforcement, parents who are law enforcement, you can't come onto school property with a firearm. That's just a rule. All right. Y'all can let me know what y'all think. I think that I saw something where a politician said that it could have been much worse. I don't know what kind of statement that is to say, because, you know, 21 people lost their life, 19 children. It could have been much better. It could have been prevented in general. You know, this keeps happening. And then for law enforcement to take an hour to go into a building where children are, you know, there's a shooting going on. That's just despicable. And a lot of lives, you know, could have been saved had they acted sooner. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I know as an educator, and I tell my students this all the time, if it were to happen in my building, you know, I would probably lose my life, because I'm going to make sure I protect the children, all the children I can protect. You know, as an educator, we go to love these children, and like the feelings are so strong that we grow for these kids. Like, I really love them like they're my own. Like, when you see them sad, you feel sad, and when you see them happy, you feel a sense of happiness. It's like we really become attached to them over time, and we get to learn them, and we know their story, and they tell me all types of things. Sometimes they tell me things they wouldn't tell their parents, and it's like we really do different jobs, because we wear so many hats when you're an educator and you're in front of that classroom, and you're a role model, and students look up to you, and they tell you things like the bad things that have happened to them, the good things that have happened to them. And we have to, you know, do many things as mandated reporters. And there's so many things. You have to be an educator to really understand it. But I can't see myself letting harm come to any of my students if I can help it. You know, someone would have to get me out of the way completely before they can do anything like that. So I really want, you know, this to be prevented. You can let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Peace and love.